This is it. There is nothing else. It's nothing being a play of light and sound for no reason. It has no need to become anything in particular. It isn't particular already. In that it's free, without any need to become anything, without any purpose. It's free. It's not free because there isn't any purpose. It's free for no reason whatsoever. Being free, it can appear not free, which would be the sense that there's someone knowing what's happening, that there's a separate knower of this. A separate knower of this is also nothing. Just another form of light and sound appearing as a separate knower. However, the sense of being a separate knower is the sense that this needs to become something or is becoming something. Really is the sense that I'm becoming. I'm becoming whatever I think I need to become in order to find fulfillment or find, let's call it freedom. This freedom can't be found. And the sense that it needs to be comes from the illusion that there's a thing called separation, that there's someone that needs to know this is free. And that is the dilemma for that separate sense, that sense of separation, is it's for that sense of separation, all value lies in knowing and experience. The play of light and sound, the nothing being that unity isn't knowable, isn't an experience. So for the individual, for that separate sense, it has no value. So this message in that way has no value for the separate sense, the person. It might be, though, that that something resonates, something hears this, something that can't be held on to, something that can't be grasped, fixed. There is no need, though, to hear this, to resonate with it. There's no need for there to be a separate individual or not. This meeting isn't about trying to become anything. From here, it's obvious, already free. It's also obvious that it's obvious everywhere, that it is more obvious than the sense of separation. That obviousness, that directness is overlooked because there's no value in it. It doesn't give that separate sense anything. But we can talk about that if you like.
Hey, sorry about that. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, I can.
Okay, great. So my question has to do a little bit with like what we're talking about in New York City, just like very briefly. So I'm wondering about like veganism and like,
About
do
what?
you? Sorry, what?
About whatism?
Veganism.
Oh, veganism. That's just another play of light
Yeah.
and form. Makes no difference. It doesn't have the whole of everything, the whole play has no value. However it plays out or seems to play out has no value.
Mm,
It just is nothing appearing as that.
mm. Well, yeah, I can. That sort of makes like some sense to me. But like one thing you mentioned was the difference between like suffering and apparent suffering. So like what is that
Yeah,
difference?
just another play.
Yeah.
If it's an individual, then there's a story around sensation and thoughts, which leads
Mhm.
to a certain kind of suffering. And if there isn't an individual, the thoughts and emotions aren't personal. So
Mm,
it's a different sort of, they have a different quality to them,
mm. And
which
so would
are
you
both,
say
which are both just the same play of nothing.
mm, wow. Now would you say that animals is there some way that we know that animals don't have a sense of self? Is it because they're not busy
Well,
like going back and
I have yet to see an animal church.
yeah. That's great. Yeah. Um, okay, so the other part to my question was, oh, so you were saying in a video from like earlier this year that like I think you were describing separation as being tragic. Um,
Yeah.
is like why is that? Why is it tragic?
It's just a bit sad that there is this sense of separation that has all these values about what this is and suffers underneath that need to become better or need to become something. The whole
Hmm.
while, all there is freedom. There is only what's longed for. This is that. It's already
Hmm.
happening. It's
Hmm.
already all that's happening. And in that arises this sense that something needs to happen and suffers because of that,
Hmm.
needlessly.
And so you'd
That's
say,
that tragedy of it.
yeah, and so you'd say that you also said that like the tragedy doesn't matter. So like
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Well, there's nothing but nothing. There's nothing but freedom. Freedom can appear as tragedy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, even in a conventional sense, it's like it's all out of my control, anyways. But um, yeah, I guess like
That's not the sense of the separate individual. That's not the sense is part of the fundamental sense is being in control or wanting to be in control.
yeah, 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 I can relate to that too. Cool. Um, another thing. In New York City, you said like we were talking about the brain, and I was like, oh, there's no like. It's kind of like there's no brain just because like all of this that appears doesn't really look like a neuron or like the inside of a
Yeah.
neuron, you know. So so it's like okay, so there's no brain, but like you agreed, but I'm wondering what you mean by there is no brain. Like if you could.
It's an assumption. No one ever sees their brain.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
The separate me lives in an imaginary, real world full of beliefs of things that don't exist, like meaning and purpose, intention, brains,
hmm
real people, real time,
Yeah.
real separation.
Mm. Yeah. It is. It is very weird. Like, yeah. It's like it generally seems like okay, this is like there's a body here that's like perceiving things, but yeah, it's just like parts of the appearance just don't make sense in that context. So it's like kind of
Yeah, but
questions.
what we're talking about is the sense of being in a body, that
Mhm.
there being a separation between the inside and the outside of the body.
Right. Yeah.
That's the personal sense.
And I have to admit, I never really resonated. Like, well, I don't know. Like the idea of like non-separation. I guess it's just like kind of abstract to me. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, well, the whole of what we're talking about, in a sense, is abstraction. Now, when we talk about the me, the person, and the sense of being a person, that'll be relatable in some way. But when we talk about this being nothing, that's not relatable because there's nothing separate from it.
Oh,
So
okay.
intellectually, it'll be an abstraction.
Mm,
But that's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about that there isn't an abstraction of nothing, that everything is already nothing.
mm. All right. Well, one final question. So is there like some of my questions I was asking like why this, why that? Like, is there a better question than why, or is it just like natural for the me to like use
Yeah,
that?
well, the questions in the end are why, what about me? But there
Yeah.
aren't, questions are sort of twofold. There's the question, and then there's where the question is coming from.
Mm,
So the question, in a way, isn't irrelevant, but it's also not that important.
yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Andrew. Hey, David.
Hey Jim, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, wow. A lot opened up for me last night, so I want to stay with this and maybe move to what he was saying about the abstract. I'm going to get stuck with language because I understand as we're talking about it, um, language is just reifying, so it's already, I'm going to lose the directness, but I do want to try to meet it.
There
And
isn't
so,
hold on a second. There isn't anything that isn't direct. Language isn't any less direct than anything else.
right. Trying to breathe into that. Not
Breathing into it or not breathing into it is still nothing. Breathing or not breathing. You can't get closer to nothing.
so. What happens when I'm breathing? Or I know it's experience, and then that again. I don't want to reify it. So let me try to go in another direction. You spoke about this. Use the word play. Even me talking to you now and just being here seems like play. Uh, and I'm going to use your language for the terms you use, even if I'm wrong. There's no lie. But uh, when you speak about what this, uh, isn't this a dream?
The only dream is that there's someone that knows this.
And then once I start to speak about this, how do I avoid stepping out of this and being that?
There is no stepping out of this.
And then okay, so I had a bunch of questions prepared. I don't want to read them. So I intuit that, and I immediately, and then what happens when that which is this is injured, hurt, has to act, or seemingly has to act in such a way. Again, I'm a father. I'm also a therapist. I work in the world, and
That's the dream.
right. So this is the circularity of that, right? That's the dream that I'm in.
No,
That
no, no, no. I is the dream. There's just fathering and therapying. It's all nothing being those things. Already, there isn't an actual separate I doing anything. There is a sense of I that feels like it has volition, reality. That's the dream. It's just an add-on to what is already. It's just an add-on.
right, and even this conversation now is not a part of the dream.
Well, there is no dream. The only dream is that there's someone knowing this. There's an I doing it, experiencing it. That's the dream.
Right. So now I think when you say nothing, I mean emptiness. I'm immediately, yeah, I got it. I guess at the end of the day, this is my I that's holding on for dear life, afraid that, and I know, but it's my experience and it's what the I is telling me that, yeah, this is terrifying.
Yeah. But it sounds like now you got two eyes. An I that
Right,
knows I.
right.
Yeah.
That was my original question.
Yeah.
There's a witness that I cannot
The witness
get
is the same dream.
right, but it feels to me like that circularity. There's no way out of it.
No, there isn't any way out of it because it isn't really happening.
Right, right.
There isn't anyone to get out.
So just to push a little harder on it. So you say, that's for you. That's for you. And I can't. My eye doesn't want to trust this. That is
No,
you. But
no.
okay. Final question. I told my satsang that I would ask this that I practice with, and again, I don't want to refer to all this Dogen practice, all this the mumbo jumbo. Anyway, part of the dream. But would you say that before you found this, but it's not a finding, it's um, realization. But again, I don't even know all these words. Just again, reify, bring us away. But you would you? I know you've talked in the past about your practice, and at the end of the day, I know it's another story, linear paths, so on and so forth. And even if I say, how do you know that your past didn't bring you to the point where you are now that allowed you to open up a new world, presumably here now? Would you say that your practice, I don't want to say it was necessary. So I'm discovering that the people I'm meeting, even meeting you, and I've met you in a weird, odd kind of way through other channels and things like that. I'm here today talking to you. So I don't want to say that there's something special about this moment, but I know that being here now is a part of this, but had
It's
I
not
don't
a
know.
part of it.
So the causes and conditions before your opening to this, would you But again, at the end of the day, this is this. It just seems
There is no before to this.
right.
So there isn't any one that wakes up to this through any sort of path or journey.
And then you're speaking the message is
Well, of course, no one speaks the message.
right.
There isn't even a message.
Okay. I feel you. All right. Thank you, Jim. I got what I
Thanks,
needed.
man.
Thank you.
Great, thanks. Hi, Tristan.
Hey, Jim. Nice to see you.
And you.
So you talked about obviousness of this.
Yeah.
And I think in the last few months for me, the obviousness is becoming more apparent. And I feel like there's some realizations that what you talk about is energetic and truly cannot be approached in any capacity, cannot be understood. Like it's becoming very apparent that that is the case, and
Yeah.
it's already done. Like no matter
Yeah.
which way, no matter even this idea of like, okay, but what is it, or why don't I get it? That is it appearing. Like
Yeah.
it's no,
Oh,
there's
totally.
absolutely no where you can rest and like look at it from the outside. Like no matter what, it's always it.
Yeah.
And I think I always thought this was like some intellectual understanding that I could come to, but it's becoming very clear that it's like a complete free fall. It's just, and it's always that no matter what.
Yeah, totally.
So I think it's I mean it's done. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
there's absolutely nowhere to go, no one who could go. I mean, and it's like now I'm like, oh, it's so, of course
Yeah.
it's always been like, of course it's always been like that. Like it's never
Yeah.
not been like that. Like
That's right.
anyway, just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Tristan. Hi, Gabor.
Hey Jim, can you hear me?
Hey. Yep.
Yeah, cool. Okay. This is more a sharing, not a question about my experience of myself. Recently, I can see myself, or maybe I just focus on this, that how I try to reach or to develop a better version of me, a better version of myself.
Oh, how could you get any better?
Well, of course, because I have kind of idea, or I have values that I
Yeah,
want
that's
to.
the dream.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I
But
don't
you're
know.
already awesome.
Sorry.
You're already awesome.
Yeah.
I can't imagine an improved Gabor.
I can imagine.
Well,
And
of course, the individual always can.
yeah, and it seems that I always imagining myself as a better version, and I can also see that it's an impossible mission.
Yeah.
I'm in this development or this trying, and I also think that maybe I just want to prove to myself with these failings that
Oh, the me will always come up with a story of why it's doing, why it doesn't do anything, but why it feels that it's doing whatever it is. It'll always have a story.
Yeah. So this is also a story then that
Oh, everything about the me is a story.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that this is personal is a story. That
So
there's someone in the body having an experience that has some volition to become something else is a story.
Mm. And then, of course, also the failing is a story. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, because probably I just want to experience this, that I'm failing from time to time.
Oh, that's another story.
Yeah, another one. And then I think
the me is endless. The me goes on and
it
on and
is.
on.
Yeah.
Stories and stories and stories.
Yeah. So I
About
think
basically in the end, it's how important it is.
it seems that it's important still.
Yeah, that's what
Otherwise, I will stop it. Yeah. I always remember that you always correct us that this misunderstanding that it's not about that there is nothing to do, but there is no me to do anything, and that I wanted to say that maybe how to say that with experiencing these failings, I just want to prove that there is nothing to do, but actually this is also not true because it's not about yeah.
The me will always come up with something to do, or at least the sense that it's in control, even if it's doing nothing.
Yeah,
I'm going to do nothing. I've listened to this message and it says it's misunderstood. Oh, so I can't do anything. So I'll just do nothing. That'll be my path.
Yeah. And this is also about the control that.
Oh, well, it's just another story.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Gabor.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. Hi, Susanna.
Hello, Jim. Can you hear
Missed
me
you
now?
before. I can, yeah. I had the sound
Okay,
off.
thanks. Yeah, thanks a lot. So I have a question about in one of your latest talks, you said that it's not perceptible that this is nothing, but when the me fell away, how was it realized? What I can again I can't
It
find what
wasn't.
to say. But what made you think that it is nothing? So I'm trying to get.
Oh, nothing made me think it's nothing. It's just obviously nothing.
But how is it obvious? How was it become obvious? We can
It
only
doesn't.
intellectually understand this, of course, and it
No, you
resonates
can't
much.
intellectually understand that nothing. It can't be
Mm.
understood.
No, but we can say that can see, and I have been listening a lot of videos, scientific videos, that there is nobody, there is no ghost in a machine, and every video later that I have been watching lately confirms that there is nobody in the body. So that's why intellectually we can see that there is no doer of the action. But how was it revealed there that this is nothing? So I'm trying to understand how is it like not to have experience? The best that you can explain.
Yeah, right.
What
is it like? What's the experience of not having an experience? That's the question.
That's why I'm asking, how is it possible not to have experience? So it's impossible to imagine.
Yeah,
Really
that's true. That's true. That's why there's no message.
Yeah.
That's why this isn't about information or becoming, because it doesn't feed into that need.
Yeah.
The need is an illusion which hides this is nothing.
Well, this was my first question, and in your talk with Gabor, another question arose. When you say that, we can't become a better version of ourselves, but I think that other people make a lot of contribution into our thinking that we are not good.
There aren't actually other people.
Yeah, but you know that surrounding anyway, the illusion is that people make you think that you are not good enough. Yeah, that something is not
Yes,
good, is
I
not
mean,
worth.
there's always a story when there's a person.
Yeah, yeah. Even in the character that you need to improve, you need to be this way or that way. That's why I think just from the very childhood, we are wired to think that something is wrong with ourselves. No, of
With
course,
when there's that sense of separation, there'll always be a story about what this is.
yeah. No matter from surrounding or from our own contraction, we can't. So it's not possible that it will arise anyway. With that contraction, will no way to escape it, so to say.
There's no one to escape. It's just an appearance of nothing.
Yeah. And the contraction is just apparent, but makes the illusionary me think that it's all real.
Yes.
No problem with contraction also.
No, there's no problem with anything.
With an
This as all isn't trying to become anything. It has no value. The appearance has no value in the sense that there's no story to it. So if it appears as a story, as a me, that in essence has no value, makes no difference to the all, the freedom that this is.
Yeah. The only movement that is going on really is that the new bodies
No,
are
there is
being
no
born.
movement that's going on really.
But when new
There isn't any real
bodies,
movement at all.
yeah, new bodies are born, isn't it a new movement? A
Well,
child is born.
there seems to be movement, but it's just nothing appearing.
No,
It's movement.
just
Yeah.
a rising of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, meaning nothing.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Susanna.
Goodbye.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi,
Hi.
this is my first meeting. Very happy to see you.
Hey.
I've been listening to a lot of videos. But the question that came up now is, what is it that's happening when a specific memory from the past that doesn't exist keeps coming up? Like it keeps coming back, this specific situation.
Oh, I mean, in the story, what will happen is that their separate sense will give value or meaning to particular memories or actions. And that will give those memories or whatever actions value, energy, importance. It's just another story.
So how do you empty out that charge from that specific?
Well, I mean, there's all sorts of practices and therapies one could do to empty out that charge, but then you just have an emptied out charge that then goes looking for something else. The individual, that separate sense, doesn't have a choice in finding something more or something else, something better. So if mulling over past experiences is the fulfilling that sense of a better experience, and that's what it will do. If that's not it, it'll go look for something else.
It's tedious with the same stuff coming up.
Yeah, well, that's just a story that it's tedious. It's not about, in the beginning I said it was just a play of light and sound, memories, everything that arises is just that same play. It's completely empty of meaning, purpose, intention, value, importance. It appears for absolutely no reason whatsoever. It's singular. It's this.
I love that. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Andrea. Oops, I think I might have clicked someone away. Sorry. Hi, David.
Hi, Jim. I am back.
And other jokes.
Man, I've been laughing a lot lately. This is the cosmic joke. But so as I'm listening to you talk in the conversation, the eye pops back on and very easily wants to know, understand, drop back into the dream. I mean, it's already in it. Could just again, my mind starts working. And like you said, that dream within a dream. I'm yeah, standing outside of this conversation and listening and feeling like I'm in a dream within a dream.
Yeah. What the suggestion is, there is no one. Everything is simultaneously nothing. That's it.
And so
and the dream is that someone knows that. Someone knows this. And that dream is still nothing appearing, is still nothing being the play of being someone. It can't be worked out, because what's truly wanted is already not separate. And everything else is just an endless story about the separate sense, the person, a personal story about what this is.
And
none of it has any value or intention. Makes no difference.
And I intuit this, and when I'm in this, it just deeply resonates until the dream pops back in. And again, I'm trying to, yeah, again, like Gabor said, it starts to matter. Again, the I, Dave, that has to do something. That it's so.
And the real kicker is that story that you just told of there being an I that comes back in. It's also nothing. It's also freedom.
Right. Well, I think somebody said it was a free fall, and that's yeah, that's the way it starts to when I move back to the I, or that there's this. If I don't do that, I'm just falling, which is, I guess, a dream too, because there's no I to fall.
Well, there's
nothing
I
to fall.
Back. There's no I to move
Right.
back to the I.
Right.
Or
right.
an I to move away from the I.
So how come this is so scary, terrifying?
It's the loss of the sense of being someone, which means being in control, having a life, having anything at all.
Yeah.
The dream
Yes,
of the individual is that the appearance is solid and known, and I am the knower of the reality of the appearance. It's my life, and that is all a dream.
Right.
There isn't anything that's had or owned already. There is absolutely no substantiality.
Right. So then how do I,
Really?
yeah, no, yeah, I get it. So others, the I wants to join others in the dream, because they're there and I'm here.
Well, that's part of the dream, is that there are others.
Separate, I understand.
No, seriously, that there are other people. That's the dream.
Right.
When the person appears in the body, seems to be a person in everybody. There aren't any people.
In your experience, well, not the you, but as you go about your your life, so to speak, this is doable.
No, well, that comes from the sense that there's someone in control that would lose it, and then how does everything happen? Apparently,
Right.
no one's
Right.
done anything already. There isn't anyone.
Because I guess you seem to not have this. I mean, there's no I or Jim to experience nihilistic despair over. Yeah, again, it's another story. It's another trap from my eye trying to keep me.
Your eye.
Yeah,
You must
keep
have
me
done a
stuck.
lot of awareness training or something. You've solidly got two eyes going on.
Yeah, that, and I'm a psychoanalyst, so forget
Oh,
about
right.
it. Yeah, I mean, my neuroses is thick as you can imagine. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Jim.
Hi,
Good to
Kathy.
see you. Hi. Hey, I love that introduction.
Oh,
I just
nice.
hope
Good.
I hope I get to hear it again. That's all. And that's
Great.
me wanting more all the time. But yeah, the play of light and sound. Just really loved it.
Yeah.
I love that. But the thought came, that's only experience.
What is?
Light,
Light and
sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just nothing. I wouldn't call it. I mean, it's just another way of saying appearance. And appearance isn't an experience.
Oh, you called it appearance. Appearance is an illusion, so we're back to that, right?
No.
The appearance is an illusion.
The only illusion is the knowing of the appearance.
Of
the dream of knowing the appearance.
Yeah. But light and sound make the me feel the knowing. The
No,
light.
no,
No.
there's an appearance in that, which is nothing. And within that, there can be the sense of separation which appears. The illusion. So
Because
in the body, there might be a sense of knowing like you're alive. I'm
yes.
hearing, I'm looking. A sense of location, a sense of being a person.
Yes.
That is the only dream. Everything else, this conversation, the wall, the hand on the chin, are the appearance. It's just the knowing of the hand on the chin, the sense that it's my hand. That's the dream. That's the only part of this which is the dream.
But without the light and sound, there'd be no dream.
That's true.
What would that be?
Just what is. Nothing being no light and sound.
Can't even know that.
No, well, you
Can't even know that.
You can't actually know this.
I was going to say, I know it can't be known, but there's something that happened with light and sound. That's all. It made the appearance here for me. The appearance is without the light sound.
Well, that is the appearance. It's the same thing.
Yeah. I just caught the appearance. That's it.
Oh, thanks, Kathy.
Thanks.
Hey, Susanna.
Hi again. May I ask, I've been lately interested in healthy eating, and may I ask your opinion to this topic? Yeah, because in this topic there seems to arise the cause and effect. Yeah, so in the message we understand that there is no real cause and effect, but it really in healthy
No one
eating.
chooses healthy eating.
Yeah, I can.
And healthy is dependent upon who you talk to, but it's just another story that someone chooses. So there is either healthy eating or there isn't, and whoever defines that it makes no difference.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, because I've been listening to a lot of experts. One expert can contradict another, that big fats are good.
Yeah, they always come up with a new theory. There's always a new theory.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I remember one of your jokes when a girl asked you in the meeting, what happens in Jim's body when the body gets hungry, and you said, well, the way you look, no eating, and here eating happens very quickly. It was like the body. Yeah, and it seems to that some cause and effect can arise when you eat some, and about vitamins, when we think about how important they are, but again you say that vitamins are nothing.
Yeah, but it's just what seems to happen. The individual always try to manipulate the appearance to have a better experience. That's just what it does. And if it feels like better eating is going to do that, then that's what it'll try to do, more or less successfully. But it's just nothing appearing to happen.
Yeah, it's really so, because we can see that a sportsman, I have been listening to the news that 26-year-old sportsman, quite healthy person, and suddenly died. So no idea what could happen to him. 26-year-old.
It was just a body that died. Bodies died.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
only important if there's an individual. Then it seems important.
Yeah, I mean, in this context, that he was healthy, he was a sportsman, and suddenly he died. What could happen to him suddenly?
The individual, the person is always trying to find the answer.
The answer, the cause, what happened to the body. So did he eat healthily, or did he do enough exercise, or something of that kind? Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks, Susanna.
Bye.
Hi, Huxley.
Jim, hi.
Hey.
Enjoyed the beginning, the intro that you shared. I think, well, how should I put this? Well, I'm intrigued by what you're sharing, and there's some curiosity here. Susanna, I think you got on mute. Thanks.
I just did it, yeah.
Thanks, Jim. So this is odd. This is kind of odd what we're talking about in a way.
Yeah, in a way.
Right? So it's not often I get to explore this with others. And I've spent quite a bit of time with other speakers or teachers. But I want to the wording, whether it's right or not, but there's an experience here where the self, I couldn't find Huxley anymore, and I couldn't find that anywhere with anyone.
Yeah.
And it was uncaused, even though I had been doing all these It seemed in the story there'd been practices and teachers and
Yeah.
years of sitting and all, but all of that was gone. And I had intended to share this message with people. I had been practicing. I was told that it was possible to have this experience, and it was also possible to convey this to others. But that showed. So I'd heard this Zen phrase, "selling water by the river," as if that.
That's what I do.
And I said, no, it's not that.
No,
It's actually water. Selling water to water. There's only water. There's only.
That's right.
So, so in the apparent confusion, the apparent search, that's it. That's it perfectly.
Totally.
Just as much as the apparent person or one who sees this.
Totally.
Okay. So here we are. So it's an odd, really odd. I spoke with friends about it for about 6 months. I couldn't find, I was saying, I don't know where these words are coming from, but then that kind of just, it just kind of petered out, I guess, or I don't know, just, it didn't happen anymore. And for whatever I live up Rich Mountain Road. And
all right,
I'm about a mile up
all right, I'll just get on the porch and wave.
Okay. Well, it's good being with you, Jim.
Yeah, good to meet you too. Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks.
Be well.
Hi, Freiheit für niemand.
Hello. Jim, I'm really afraid to talk to you because it's like I might be exposed as an illusion. I don't.
No one's exposed to anyone as an illusion. There's just no one.
It kind of feels like talking to you is admitting that there's no one and there isn't a problem.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Nice to talk to you.
No, I will ask you something.
Oh, good.
To try and stay in the game of getting somewhere. But like, you've always said the biggest problem for the me is that there isn't a problem.
Yeah.
I agree. It's so threatening. Why are you laughing?
Because it's sweet. That's a sweet thing.
You came up with it.
Yeah, good.
It is extremely threatening for the me to not have a problem, because I've noticed when it seems like there's nothing wrong, I'm thinking I'd feel uncomfortable about that. There's nothing to work with, so why is that so threatening for the me?
It's a sense of loss of its identity.
Because its identity is something's wrong and something needs to be done.
Something needs that. Yeah, that's right. What about me is what it says.
Yeah. And so the me energy quickly invents a problem again, or struggles, or
that becomes the problem. Oh, there's no problem. What am I going to do about that?
I'm quite good at quickly finding a drama again. that might surprise you. But apparently I'm quite good at it. And I would like to tell you that I love you as well, Jim. I think you're great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, William.
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of me.
No, the joke of I am back.
Of course. I'm glad you got the irony. I've been listening and so many, Huxley's point about water selling water brings me back to the dream and appearance, and wondering to myself if, like you said, language is even this, an appearance is this, then even going down to the river to sell water, is this, do we come back to the phenomena, to the appearance as this? I guess, it's maybe this question of, as I said, I'm struggling with still living in the world, coming back
There
into the
isn't, there
marketplace.
isn't a world.
Right.
There isn't anyone to live in it.
Even in
The dream is that there is a world and there's someone living in it. It never happened. The dream is that there's a separate reality, that there's a knower inside the body having the experience of a separate reality.
right.
It
Is
never
there
happens. It's all water.
right.
It never, and there's nothing other than water.
But isn't the dream also water? Isn't the dream also
Totally.
this?
That's what I just said. Yeah. It's all
Right.
water.
Right. So that even selling water is just this. So
Totally.
even parts, I'm just, again, listening to the conversation, seeing where the collective mind is going into this is again a that. I'm trying to just stay with this rather than again
How
moving
could you
into.
stay with this? How could you leave this? How could there be anything other than this?
Doesn't this conversation though lead us out of this into that?
Oh, absolutely not. It doesn't lead anyone anywhere. There's no one to lead. It can undermine the sense that there's someone to lead somewhere.
Right.
That there's something other than water, or that there's water, that water could be found.
Can you speak to the undermining and as well as even our use of the
Well, it doesn't
term
give anything. It doesn't, what we talk, the conversation doesn't give anything to the seeker. There's no food here of prescription or suggestion that there is any real person that could find anything else. That gives nothing to that energy of wanting to become, or the sense of needing to become or find something. Gives nothing to that energy.
So how come we are even having this conversation to even rather than this?
Well, on one level, you have to say there is no reason whatsoever for the
Right.
conversation.
Totally agree.
Yeah. In another way, you could say that there is a sense of separation that feels like it needs to do something or find something. And so it comes to this meeting in hopes of finding something else. And it might be heard that there isn't an individual and there's nothing to find. It's already done. What was lost, what seems to have been lost, is impossible to lose because there is only that.
So this is the paradox within this, that the separation brings us into this.
No, it doesn't. There's a dream of not being, of being separate. There's a dream of being separate. There
Right,
is
but
no separation. So nothing brings non-separation.
Right,
There is
without
only non-separation. That's
right,
already
without
done.
without the dream though, we couldn't get to this.
No.
I mean, I hear you. It's already all this, but we're
Yeah,
already
it's
in the
already not-
dream.
It's already not separate. The dream has no function. There isn't anyone that comes out of the dream to realize non-separation. The dream has no value in that sense of the value of the dream is to wake up. No one wakes up. There is no separation. And there is no value in the end of the sense of separation. There's no value in the sense of separation. It's just nothing appearing as those things. It's just what seems to happen.
And so again, I'm just going to use the word realization. That wasn't an awakening. It was just a happening.
I've called it an unhappening, which is also misleading.
Right.
It's actually not an event.
Right. So it's the negation, but okay.
It isn't a negation. It is that there just never is anyone. There's nothing to negate.
And I'm using the word
water.
and I'm using the word event or unhappening to describe whatever occurred for you in that moment. There's no you, I understand.
So you didn't listen to what I said. I said it
It's-
wasn't an event, so it didn't occur, and it didn't occur to someone.
Right.
It's already done there. It's already done. There's just a sense of being someone that feels like this isn't it. It has to be somewhere that I can know it. But it's the same there as it is here. It's
Right.
exactly the same.
And the me in me wants to know how the you that was you got there.
Well, it makes a story out of it. It makes a
Right.
story out of what has no story.
Right.
There is already no story to this. It's direct, timeless. Boom. That's it. All of it. This is all of it.
Okay. I got you. Thank you.
Thanks. Hey, Tristan.
Hey, Jim. I just wanted to quickly ask about the notion of effort. And I think what you just said, like, it's already done.
Yeah.
That is so, it's almost like I can't believe I ever forgot um, and I'm curious, do you think the feeling of that it's not done and that I'm separate and that I know what things are engenders this sense, this low level sense of effort that is kind of exhausting and stressful, that like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of seeing that melt away too, where like if I'm
Yeah.
just sitting on a chair, no, absolutely no effort is required in any capacity for that to be what it is, like at all.
Yeah. Well, there's no personal effort required to build a building, to create a business, to get up, to do yoga, to do whatever, chop down a tree. There's no personal effort required ever. There might be effort, but there is no need for the person in any instance. It's just an add-on, a story about what's happening.
Right. Like even running a marathon is effortlessness. Effort.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Tristan. Hi, Martin.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
Can you explain how non-duality relates to the way we perceive reality?
Well, the perception of reality is separation.
Mhm.
Non-duality points to there being no separation, so there's no perception of it. No
Mhm.
one perceives non-duality.
So there is no one in the context of non-duality?
Yeah, there is no one. There's no one in any context. There just isn't anyone.
And how do we understand individual experience then?
The individual is a dream. That there's an individual having an experience is a dream. It
And,
never actually happens.
and thoughts and emotions are just appearing?
Yeah.
So there is no attachment, just it.
Well, no, or detachment. They're just thoughts and emotions appearing.
There is no practice also.
There might be a practice of drinking tea.
I mean, no
There-
practice to be non-dual awareness. But
How could you practice what isn't separate? It's already the case.
Mhm. So meditation is just something what appears and it can, it appears like it's in the system.
It happens or it doesn't, meditation. But it doesn't have any value in the sense of finding nothing,
Mhm.
non-duality. Nothing does, because there isn't anyone to find it. There isn't anything separate.
And so suffering is only an illusion for the,
If we define suffering as seeking, then it is part of the illusory sense of separation. Suffering is seeking.
Mhm. And what about relationships?
Well, there aren't any people.
Mhm. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Martin.
All right. Oh, oh.
Hello, Freiheit für niemand.
Hello. I'm struggling to hold on to my question actually, but I'm trying to get it together. When
Hold on to the problem.
yes, we got to get somewhere. But the thing is, like you said before, all the me knows is experience or
Yeah.
experiencing.
It's the same thing, really.
Yeah.
No experience. Yeah.
So I think I know, or I experience that I know what it is to look at this screen and see your face.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen there.
No.
But you can't say what does happen there then, as far as how.
Well, it's
like,
just something that isn't happening. That doesn't happen. But there's still computer screens and as Huxley said, words coming from nothing and seeing.
But the sense of awareness, there's nothing there at all that can record what's happening.
Nothing here to record what's happening.
And when you've said it was the last thing Jim would have wanted, he would have told you it was exactly what he wanted and he'd have done anything to get it.
Yeah.
That was a misunderstanding of what was.
Yeah.
This was
well,
about.
in the story, and I assume all stories, the idea is that it'll have something to do with me.
Yeah.
I'll be getting something. Yeah.
But it's not a loss. Well, it's not a real loss either.
Not a real loss, but you can't tell to me that.
No, yeah, because it will always sound like a gain or a loss.
Yeah.
And right now it feels like it would be a loss.
Yeah. It's total loss.
It
total
is
loss of something. Total loss of something that never happened.
Impossible.
Yeah. In every sense.
Well, I mean, in terms of it's impossible to have any picture or get a reference to what this is about.
Only because every picture is it. Not because it's mysterious and hidden somewhere, but because it's not separate.
No, but every picture about what it is coming from the me projecting itself in a
Totally.
better experience.
And that picture is also nothing.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Jim. Hello. Hey.
Hello.
Hello. I have one little thing to say or whatever, but a couple of months ago during your meeting, I had a glimpse happened or whatever, and I wrote to you about that and la la la. But it's like since then, there's been like so much heartache and heartbreak and about this whole experience of the separation. And it just seems like, oh my gosh, like how long is this gonna go on? It's like every day, every morning, it's like, oh, this anguish. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh. So
the heart was ripped
there.
open.
Yeah. But it's like, well, I'm still here and kicking and as a me and whatever, but it's just I mean, I guess it'll last however long it lasts, right? So anyway, I'll see you in Wisconsin soon. I hope if I can make it there. But nothing happens. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you. Hi, Dahlia.
Hi.
Hi.
I think I missed the beginning of the. Am I? At what time did you start the meeting?
Yeah, I think a lot of people missed the beginning. The time changes, and it may have changed there already.
Yes, it did. So it's does the same difference.
No, it isn't because we change tomorrow or tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people kind of missed it.
Yes, Europe time. Anyway, I would just wanted to describe something I have noticed. It's that when there is a sense of anything feeling real, it feels it has a charge. I could call the location in the body. So anything that feels real, even the world and me, there is a located energy or an anger that feels real versus when there was no one, when there is no one, when there is no one. Okay, it just there is no feeling of here-ness, but not only here and the anger. The anger is really wrapped with a charge of located as in or in the body. By the way, not as the body, but the me is the me in as the body is really a located sense, very very intense. I would say very palpable in this here. I mean, as when you address here, this is really what really struck me lately. Anything, and it doesn't matter, by the way, it doesn't make any difference, and when it is seen it has no preference at all, even though it's going on still, I mean, seemingly. And it's very weird to notice that here-ness, very palpable. I just wanted to have your maybe your point of view about it, or
about the how strange it is, or how
no, about the
palpable it is?
palpable, yeah, it doesn't
So
make
for me, in the story of Jim, there was no idea what it was. I would have not been able to say what you're saying.
But I think you didn't have any, like, no one, and that's yeah, maybe, well, it doesn't matter at all. But it's very weird because even when it is so when it is seen very clearly, it doesn't really make any difference.
Nothing does.
Funny enough, you know.
As I think it's been seen there that even there being no one doesn't make any difference.
No, but yeah, well, as even I think I feel like there's a me relating and, you know, having feelings and thoughts. The funny thing is when this is very located, it's palpable. It's really something really feels real, and there's no more, oh, it shouldn't be there anymore, you know.
No, nice.
Well, yeah, it's more the fight seems less well, less rude, I would say. But I just wanted to describe something, maybe not
thanks.
accurate at all, but yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Dalia. Hi, Martin.
How do you personally experience and embody non-duality?
Are you joking?
No, I'm serious.
To experience something, it has to be separate.
But is there a separation in the not separation?
No, there is no separation.
All right, thanks.
Thanks. Hi, David.
Hi. Just to follow up on that question and the question about sushi and the enjoyment of sushi, maybe make it a bit more concrete what he just asked. How do I don't know the word to describe you. How does this appreciate sushi, choose to go for sushi, so on and so forth?
Yeah, so there are preferences. There's just conditioning in the body, you know, and genetics. So that still happens. But there already isn't a chooser. There's just choice, but there isn't anyone that does that. Thanks, David. Hey, David.
Hi, just to follow up. So then the choice that happens without a chooser is the mystery.
Yeah, you call it mystery.
Okay.
It makes
And
it makes it a little woo-woo mystery, because
of course,
it's just this. It's just nothing appearing as choice. It's simple.
and yeah, as someone coming out of 12-step recovery, recovering drunk, yeah, thy will be done, so to speak, which is not
Oh, but there is no thy,
right. Exactly.
and there is no will.
Right. It's just the choice. It's just the choice that's happening.
It's just done,
It's just done. Okay. Yeah.
and
That's right.
only apparently. It doesn't really, nothing really happens.
Yeah, and I think that's what scares the eye. That's me. That it's just happening. That there's a
Yeah,
mystery, unknowable,
yeah,
and to just like somebody said earlier, free fall into.
yeah,
It's like jumping out of a plane.
yeah. But it actually isn't like jumping out of a plane. It's not a recognition, but it's the recognition there never was a plane. No one was ever in a plane.
Right.
There's no plane and there's no one.
Which gives me actually the trust that I'm so grasping after. But yeah,
There isn't enough trust. There isn't enough time to trust.
it's already happened.
It's already done.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Hi, Martin.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
What is the origin of the sense of separation?
It comes nothing really. It's just nothing.
And what role does the ego play in the non-duality?
Ego.
Mhm.
It depends what you mean by ego, but if you mean it's a sense of separation, then it's the sense that there's a person that's separate from everything else.
Mhm. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Martin. Thanks, folks. Just to say a couple words in going that we probably said it in the meeting, but there isn't really a message. It isn't really about becoming anything at all. It is impossible to share through words themselves what we're talking about, but it isn't somewhere else. It isn't something to find. It isn't something that's been lost. This is already whole and complete. It's not conditional on any particular way of being. What's longed for is already everything. There isn't anything that could happen that could bring about a more whole or completeness. It's done. So everything that happens apparently is that wholeness, is this wholeness, is this completeness. Thanks, folks.